At Bianchi Honda, we want to exceed your expectations for customer service. From our gorgeous showroom and accommodating staff to our extraordinary selection of Honda vehicles and industry-leading service department. Your vehicle should be the best choice for you, and you can find it here at Bianchi Honda. I'm Jason Perico, and I promise to always make it worth a visit.
Good evening, everybody. James Arlakorchik with Gannon basketball coach John Reilly. Coach, I hope you and your family had a great holidays.
We did. It was very nice.
Excellent. First of all, there's not a lot to talk about. It's been so long since everything's going on with the mandatory time off and everything. But with the season you're having, still searching for something, is it good to have a time off? I mean, there's so many different theories about, I'll give the kids a break and let's regroup, or man, I wish we could get right back out there. What was your thought, John?
I thought it was good this year. I think it's too many days. I think 7 days is too many days. Our guys are ready to come back after 3 or 4 days. And I think if you polled the coaches, they don't like it. They don't like the 7 days off because we're the only, Division II is the only division that does it. Division III doesn't do it. Division I obviously doesn't do it. And basketball is such an intense game that you can get out of shape so quickly. And then you want to be in a rhythm of playing games, whether you're winning or losing. You want to stay in rhythm. So, but it was good for them to be able to get home, because we do have a lot of young guys, to be able to get home, get away for a couple. And actually, they came back in great spirits and great shape, and we had a very good week of practices, not indicated by the result of the game, but we had a rough week towards the end of the week with some things that happened. But it really was a pretty productive week back.
Why is it always Division II they tinker with?
I have no idea. I don't know.
I mean, it doesn't make sense.
I don't know. The only thing I can think of, the people making these decisions have never coached. They've never coached.
Or so, probably played.
Or played. So they don't understand what's going on, and teams are close, and again, people like to get away. And frankly, a lot of our guys, their families are thousands and thousands of miles away. So we had numerous guys that were still in the area. So it makes it hard, because on that break, we're not allowed to feed them. And, you know, we gotta be able to find a way to help people out.
In your long coaching career, have you ever, for lack of a better term, had to activate 2 redshirt freshmen?
Never.
That you weren't planning on doing?
No, it's been a rough year in that sense. But it's interesting. Again, if you were to come by and watch us practice, we're getting better. It always hasn't transcended, and we haven't yet, after 12 games, played 40 minutes. Not close. But we haven't done a good job, and I look at myself in terms of adjusting to the new rules. We're consistently in foul trouble, and that freedom of movement, whatever that is, We've got to do a better job of coaching to that, and because foul trouble is really, it hurt us at Edinburgh. It really hurt us last game, because we'll have moments when we play pretty well, but we have so many new guys that we struggle if we go too far deep into the bench. We really struggle.
So is that what you concentrated on when you came back, or?
Well, we're just trying to
things down.
We're trying to simplify, but we're trying to. We're trying to get good at something, and with us, we want to be able to defend. We want to be able to rebound physically, which we haven't done a great job. We're still average, defensively way below average in terms of our standards. Having led the country in defense last year and been pretty good, and then offensively we were very, very inconsistent, just in terms of being able to manufacture points. I mean, we just fluctuate. So just trying to get better in those 3 areas, and again, trying to simplify, and just trying to get daily progress and trying to develop these guys.
Then you're trying to get some momentum, so you come back after a layoff, playing one of the best teams in the PSAC, on the road, of course, and only 1 game, over and back. Talk about scheduling and everything else. Just take us then.
And we're okay. It's whatever, because everyone else on our division has to do the same thing. So we're okay with all that. And frankly, there's not a team in the league that we can't beat. I mean, I'm saying that, and we're sitting here at 2-10, but I really believe that. I haven't seen one team, with the exception. I mean, the best teams. I mean, we've played very good teams, and we've been popped a couple times. But with that being said, you know, if we could do a better job of controlling the things that we control and not hurting ourselves, so that's the goal, is obviously to improve and to compete and fight at a much higher level.
I look at the team. I guess they're not as good as I thought they were going to be, but I think they can be good, and I think they're
I agree. I think we're much better than what we are. Now, we haven't proved it and deserved it or shown it. They're good workers. Our talent level is much better than what we've shown. You know, there's some people that perform better than you think they're going to, and then there's some people that don't perform as well as you had hoped, and maybe they're just not ready yet, just in terms of the maturation process of becoming a dependable player at this level. But we just try to stay with it. We try to tell the truth. We don't pull any punches when we're coaching them, and we're not going to lower our standards. And if we haven't figured out by now that people want to really beat us bad, then we're not real sharp if we haven't figured that out. So people really want to beat us because we've done very, very well in this league, and have played as hard or harder than anybody, and as physical or more physical than anybody. And unfortunately, we've got a lot of new guys that don't quite understand, you know, exactly what the history is. But again, it's our job to teach them, and we're definitely taking some bumps, and it's definitely bumpy. But we're all still standing, and just looking forward to the next game to try to be able to do much better in the next game.
You're such a pro. What a segue. Speaking of the next game, let's look at Mansfield. You need a little streak, maybe confidence or whatever. But as I said, I believe in this team, and I think they're capable of putting a streak together. So it all starts with the next game, which is Mansfield.
Right, and if you were to look on paper, we're probably the worst team in the league right now. If you look on paper, it's
just lack of
right. So
records.
my point being is, and Mansfield's, you know, like us, they have a new coach that's absolutely tremendous. They have good players. I always say it. Any team in the league can beat us. Last year was the same. We were the league champions. Every team, whether they were the first place or last place, could beat us. But yet, on the other hand, we could beat them. So we're not good enough we can't overlook anybody because we haven't done anything, and we're just trying to carve out our history. So we expect a very, very tough game, and we're just really trying to control us and obviously we watch them on film, but we're more the issue really in any game we play because we've been hurting ourselves.
I honestly didn't know they had a new coach. I thought I was going to see what I see in Mansfield. So a quick tutorial. As you said, you're worried about your team. But what will the fans see when they're at the game from this Mansfield?
Well, they run a lot of. He's actually from the NBA, and I like their team on film. I mean, they run good things. They run things that are hard, and coaches are pretty smart people, so they're watching film of us, and they run things that kind of use your defense against you, and so we're going to have to be very, very active, and that's one thing we haven't done a great job this year of getting deflections, getting loose balls. You know, for instance, last game at the Kutztown game, there were 13 balls that were 50-50 balls that were out there, and traditionally we get about 90% of them. And in that game, Kutztown got 10, and we got 3. So, and those are a lot of plays that make or break you. And whether it's you're up 5, and all of a sudden that's a momentum swing. So, we have to do a better job of boxing out, getting loose balls, you know, playing through lulls, you know, and just not committing careless fouls.
All right, Gannon coach John Reilly, certainly appreciate it. We'll be talking to you post-game Wednesday.
My pleasure.
Good vibes on that game. I don't want to scare you.
We're just looking forward to practice today, trying to get a little bit better.
All right, back to Jack Quinn.